Hey everybody, Nick here, and this morning we got a disassembly and maintenance video for you on this little guy right here. This is the Ohlone Knives GOAT, or Ohlone, I'm not 100% sure which. Either way, it's a knife and we're going to take it apart here today. Oh, well that's interesting. Alright, that's fine. The pivot is coming in from the other side. Alright, that was a free spinning pivot, by the way, which is not amazing, but it certainly is a thing. So let's go ahead and I'm still going to take this other side apart from this side just because I really desperately don't want to have to take the clip off if I can avoid it, just because generally then you end up with like clip alignment issues and things like that. So there we go. Where'd that screw go? Oh, here it is. Details. It is early morning, not that early, but it's early enough. It's before work. Everything's disassembling itself right now. Beautiful. All right. And by the way, if you ever curious about any of the tools I'm using in this or any other disassembly video you see on the channel, go to nickshabazz.com/tools. You'll see all of them at once. Wow, that's a very small amount of pull through there, but that's fixed in place. Looks like we've got a fair amount of gunk up in this, so at least around the pivot area, so maybe we'll be able to do a little bit of good for the action here. All right, I'm going to use some rubbing alcohol here. Clean things off. There we go. All righty. Nice. A little bit of internal laser engraving. Milling with a tiny little mill. Not 100% sure which, but either way, looks solid. No argument there. Clean this off here. Big old burrs on the lock bar, I'm sorry, on the edge of the blade here. Ooh, those are some big burrs. I like big burrs. Actually, I don't. I cannot lie about that. That's serious burration. It's an aberration, if you will. Okay. I am getting out from under my desk here a set of ceramic files that make it very easy to get into these kinds of situations. Well, more specifically, to get out of them, right? Take this guy right here, just a little triangular file. These files are from Spyderco, actually. For some reason, they sell these. My goal there is just to, oh boy, smooth down that burr that we got there. That burr, actually, wow, that's sharp. There we go. My goal here is just to knock that down because that actually may well smooth up the closing of the knife. There we go, almost done. Just a little bit because there's no longer this wall that the detent ball has to jump over. I'm making, I'm taking care not to try and smooth off this lock face area because that's not great. And this side isn't crucial, but I'm just deburring it a little bit to, frankly, not make it so it's not as sharp on the fingers here. But okay, almost there. Just cleaning this off a little bit here. Yeah, that's much better. There's a little tiny bit of something up here, but that could just be partly the contouring of it. Yeah. All right, beautiful. Do we have anything else? Yeah, a little bit there, but that shouldn't matter in practice. On this side, just knock that down a little bit too. There we go. All right, so that actually might make us a little bit of a difference. How's the lock bar insert? That's good to go. All right. That actually might make a difference in the closing action. Because as it stands, it wasn't bad particularly, but, when we knock down this big old burr, I'm still feeling a little something there. There we go. Got it. Got him, as the kids would say. Alrighty, so there's that situation taken care of. Hey, beautiful. Step by step here. I am going to actually get a little bit of rubbing alcohol and put it up onto this Q-tip right here. I will use this alcoholized Q-tip. That's not a verb, I'm aware, but there's probably some chemistry term for that. Hey, chemists, let me know what the term for alcoholized is. But Yeah. And a little bit of dirt and gunk up inside of here. Not too bad, actually, but certainly something. And then I will go ahead. I'll wipe off the lock bar insert. Inside of the knife generally. Knife isn't dirty, I mean, which makes sense, right? Because it's shipped to me directly from freaking Ohlone, who actually, I'm told, did some modification on this particular one. By the time I actually, this is a knife where, I missed it at first, right? I hadn't even heard of the guy. And then, like, everybody and their freaking mother came and gone, like, Nick, and including a bunch of folks that I actually trust. And I don't mean to say that I don't trust my average viewer, but folks who I know well, they have really good taste in pocket knives. Folks among my Patreon patrons, among my reviewer friends, etc., we're all saying, wow, this thing's good, and this thing's real good. And when, people I'm trusting, and people who I know the knife landscape well say something's good, it's probably worth checking out, right? So I reached out to the Ohlone guy, and he said that he was starting to run low on stock, but had one of these guys that he was customizing, that he'd be happy to have me take a look. So there you go. It's the privilege of being a reviewer, I suppose. Anyways, let's go ahead and put this guy back together. I'm going to see, can I do this? No, I cannot. Oh, no. Yes, I can. My thinking here is the reason I put the pivot in this direction is that this way it'll be a little easier to rebuild everything, to put everything back together. So I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of 10-weight nano oil here. And put a little bit onto the pivot while I'm at it. That should make everything flow a little smoother. Then I'll put the ball bearing, one of them in there. And we'll just rotate a little bit just to get it sort of scattered around. Make sure that it's available to everybody. That's good. I'm also going to take a little bit of nano oil here and I'm going to put it in the detent ball hole. Whoa there, that was a little much, I think. There we go. He says, pretending that was really a substantial reduction in anything. Where is my stop pin? Oh, my stop pin is right here. So let's replace the stop pin here. Beautiful. Stop pin replaced. Now, next step is going to be to lubricate this side here. And just rotate. And, whoa there, that was problematic. There we go. That's popped into position here. Everything looks to be good. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to use a little bit of red, or a little bit of blue Loctite. God, I said red. I did not mean red. I never mean red. No. But anyways, use a little bit of Loctite here. And just crank this guy down a little. Here we go. So, a little hair in there someplace. All right, that's a little over tight, but that's okay. Just getting it into position, right? Then replace the body screws back here. If the centering of something is way off, then I'll know that I couldn't have flipped that pivot. But, I think it's just, it makes things easy enough for disassembly and reassembly that it's worth the extra trouble to give it a shot, right? But we will see whether that causes troubles. Okay, that's way too loose, actually. All right, let's tighten. Oh. Super sweet action. Unfortunately, there is a little too tight there. I get the feeling there is something in the action. There we go. Well, that's fixed. What I suspect happened is there was like a little piece of lint or something like that inside the... Oh, boy, is that sweet now. There was a little piece of lint or something inside the action that was causing a little bit of difficulty. No blade play. Sweet little deployment action. Sweet little close. Nice. But anyways, there we go. Let's go on ahead and jump into the carrying process here. And then eventually I will jump into the review, and that eventually will look like about 2 hours for you all, sitting along, playing at home. Anyways, there you go. Hope this has been interesting to you, and have yourselves just an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.